Mr. Toby, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. So this first one says, when you talk about beauty standards, I think in reality, what is beautiful is beautiful. How do people who are disadvantaged in reality overcome it? So I don't think
I like the fact that the person said, I think.
Okay.
What is beautiful is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because what is not beautiful, if you look close enough? What is not beautiful life is beautiful. Everything that is in life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything. You just need to look close enough. I'm going to use the most degrading thing.
Tell me.
To somebody, this is so crazy, but to somebody who is a pathologist, even physics is beautiful if he's passionate about it. Passionate about his field, yeah. If you want to, no, it sounds funny, but it's true.
Oh my God.
If someone is passionate about their job and they need fecal samples,
yeah,
you think, so to that person, it's not beauty as an art. Because when we think beauty, we think it's only visual. But what is beauty? Beauty means it's pleasing to behold. It doesn't necessarily have to be visually pleasing to be pleasing to behold. It's pleasing to behold, but doesn't mean, by what standard? So that's why the old adage says beauty is in the eyes of the
beholder.
Absolutely. So what is not beautiful? It just depends on who's looking.
Right. I like that.
That's a bit, I was going to create another scenario, but I went that extreme because it's true. Because if someone is, if I'll give you an example.
Tell me.
If someone's mom is about to pass away from some form of illness, and there's someone who needs to assess fecal matter to save that person's life, right? And then the only tiny bit of fecal matter you can get that can play that kind of significant role in that situation, you are looking for it. You can't find it. When you find it, it will be pleasing to behold.
True.
Because now it means something.
Yeah.
Meaning, you cannot talk about beauty without talking about meaning. That's my opinion. As like the person said, I think what is beautiful is beautiful. Right? And did the person say what or who?
No, the person said, so, the people now who are disadvantaged in reality, how do they overcome it? How do they overcome shame? Because as it is right now, why we've gotten your own angle on this is how people should actually see life. Sad reality is a lot of people still see life differently, in the sense that even when it's not their business, they will actually tell you that. So guy, like say it on the air.
So
do you understand?
Yes. So the first half of that question was, whatever is beautiful, and that's what I've addressed.
Yes.
I think beauty, you cannot talk about beauty without talking about the fact that beauty needs interpretation.
Right.
And from what lens do we interpret it? And that's what I'm saying. That something can be beautiful, anything can be beautiful depending on the context, depending on how you interpret it, right? So that idea that beauty is absolute and lack of it is also absolute,
right?
I don't think is an argument that stands in every situation, right? Have you not seen couples who a particular person hates a particular feature about themselves, and that's what the partner is crazy about? Even the girl or the guy is like, this has been my problem my entire life, and this is why you like me. She's like, I'm telling you, if you change it, I won't feel the same way.
I agree.
And this is actually a thing. It's real. So you can't talk about beauty without interpretation. So that idea that what is beautiful is very arguable. Now, to this person, of course, we can agree to disagree. Now, the other question, so if you now say that what is beautiful, right? And you say that some people, so because what is beautiful, some people don't have beauty. And in that context, you think they are disadvantaged. I think that in every disadvantage, there is an advantage. Context again. Context. Short people, of course, when you're going out, you probably, everybody wants to be tall. Who doesn't want to be tall? Until you sit with tall people and they tell you, we're tired of being tall.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing perfect in terms of that. So if you feel, that's the key word there, feel you are disadvantaged. I can't change your perception, I think. But if you feel you are truly disadvantaged, this is dicey. Because I was going to say, if you feel you are disadvantaged, I'm hearing BBL in my head.
We are coming to that.
I'm disadvantaged.
We are so coming to that.
I'm disadvantaged from behind. Can I do something about it?
My God.
Because I know how our people think. All right? So if you feel you are disadvantaged, I think the first question is reflection.
Right.
And the next question is to ask, if that disadvantage is taken from you, do you really think you'll be happy?
Right.
Because many times it's just illusion.
I agree. And what probably the society must have painted beauty standards going back to it.
And you see, there's this concept called hedonic adaptation, right? It basically means people, in most cases, people actually don't get happier than what their baseline level of happiness is. And most people think they will. Like if you think, if I get that job, I will be the happiest person on the planet for 6 to 8 weeks. And then you're back to your baseline. If only this girl can just look at me, I've been begging her for 15 years to whatever you're doing for 15 years, that you're checking the lady, that's on you.
That's on
But
you.
let's imagine you've been asking for 15 years.
Yes.
And then you're just saying, if only this girl can just tell me, I don't even want her to say yes, just go out on a date with me. And then you get what you want. And you're excited for 6 to 8 weeks. You know, and so the point is, joy is usually not necessarily extrinsic. It's tied to our level of self-esteem. A happy person is a happy person. I cry. I dance with sadness. I don't run from it. I've cried so many times in my life. I probably still cried a few days ago. I own it. Not because I seek tears, but I don't run away from it because I understand that the sadder I am, that's why you see this vibe, this happiness. It's because I don't run from the shadows. I embrace the shadows so the light doesn't scare me.
I love it. Now, next question from our live audience. This one says, what is the intricate relationship between childhood trauma and shame?
God bless this person. Please, can we have that slide? This was the slide I prepared, but nobody really showed me because I did not have time. Can we have the slide that talks about, thank you for this person. Of course, there is a connection. Like I said, a huge part of the shame that we eventually perceive from society, and I use that word, you see the first thing there, I use that word delicately because sometimes it's perception. It's sitting on the backdrop of the conditioning that we get from home or the lack of home, because some people did not have a home.
Yes, I agree.
Right? So, no, let's go back to the other one. Actually, no, there's one more. I think I'll prefer the other one. There's one more slide. No, there's one more. Okay, we can leave it. I can use this. I can use this. Oh. Okay, this works too. Thank you. Let's go back. Sorry, my bad. Let's go back to this. Thank you. So, to answer that person's question, definitely there's early experiences. Because, like I said, you remember what I said? Shame is not the basic emotion.
Yeah.
So where then does that get introduced into our psyche? In early experiences. That leads to comparison with your sibling, despite your difference in your uniqueness, from somebody who you care about, who you looked up to, and you valued, what we'll say in psychology, we'll say primary caregiver.
Right.
Right? So yes, it does lead to that. The next thing is internalized shame. So after that those experiences, then you have to own it. So it sits in what we call default mode network, your DMN. So your DMN is that part of you. It's a part of. Okay, it's not an anatomical part of the brain. Not that I know of. I stand to be corrected, but it's a physiological part of the brain. It's that part of the brain that happens when you're not performing anything. When there's no one watching, when it's just you laying in the bed at night, thinking to yourself what you think of yourself. Right? So that's where the internalized shame sits. And then the next thing is, because of that internalized shame, then notice that word, activating event. You cannot activate something that is not already there.
Right.
And this is my best part of this image. And then you now have people respond in 3 different ways. The first one is avoidance. So people avoid shame. And this is very important because we avoid shame in very different ways. One of the ways we avoid shame is perfectionism. It's the reason why some people are not going to be successful, because to succeed you have to fail. And if you don't fail, if you're afraid to fail because you're afraid of the shame from failure, which is why I think we need to review our educational system.
I agree.
then you cannot succeed, because success is a summation of consistent failures with, without giving up. Eventually you get good at what you failed at. Every master was once a student, right? So avoidance. So you see people avoid that shame, either directly. Some people avoid it through perfectionism. Some people avoid it completely, like they just remove themselves from that space. Even many of the people that we call shy people, shyness is, not baby was born shy. Now introverts exist, but shyness is different. Introverts are just, I recharge when I'm by myself. I know I'm talking now, and I'm only talking like this because I'm talking about something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
If you come to me with small talk, I will struggle. I will just be trying to be nice. I don't know how to do superficial small talks. If it's deep talk, like we are really genuinely connecting, I'm happy to do that. That's how introverts are. They recharge by themselves. Extroverts, on the other hand, it's when they are chatting with you that they feel energized. Right? It's not like extroverts don't shut up, they shut up. It's not like introverts don't talk, they talk.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the best leaders are introverted people, right? Because they know exactly what they are, very observant, and they have some level of precision and conscientiousness, because they are calm enough to execute exactly what they want to say, right? So, but avoidance is different. Shyness is different. It's different if I want to be quiet because I feel like keeping quiet. It's another thing when I'm quiet because I'm afraid that if I speak, I might risk being shamed. That's avoidance. And we know that. Now, the other type that we don't like to talk about is compensation. Overcompensation. Some people don't avoid shame. They understand that shame exists, but because their way of avoiding it is overcompensating for it. Pride is actually it's a way to avoid shame. So it's a way to, so you carry yourself in such a way that nobody can even say certain things to you because you are afraid of shame. Because it's self-representation.
Right.
And I feel like we should put effort into representing ourselves well. I try, right? But I think we should just know that it's a separate thing from who you are. Your self-actualization would reflect in the way that you represent yourself, but to live your self-actualization and pursue self-representation is already a sign that you're hiding something. So many people that we say are proud, they're just people that are afraid of shame. Because if I'm not proud, what will happen? You talk to me anyhow. And then what? You reactivate that event again? That thing my mother said to me at home, that thing my father said to me. No, I'm not facing that pain again. So all of you are here, I'm not saying anything. But so that you don't think that I'm afraid of you, I'm going to pack myself in the best of clothes and carry myself like I'm higher than you.
Right.
Because then you understand that I'm not talking to you, not because I'm afraid of you, but because I'm better than you. But it's still avoidance.
Right.
Right? And the last bit is what we call capitulation. Capitulation is just a big word for surrender. It's like you just finally know. Like, I just accept. I'm not avoiding this thing. I'm not running away. I just failed. I don't know what to do. And there's so many people in this point and they are stuck in life. They don't know how to effectively... I don't believe people should even avoid, but they don't know how to avoid. They don't know how to compensate, probably because of religious reasons. And they're just there, just looking lost in life. And you'll be... So, everybody eventually gets to this point. Whether you are avoiding or you are overcompensating, at some point you will see something that there's going to be an event, a situation that is going to humble you.
Right.
That you're going to understand that you have to do the work, not bypass it. So to answer that person's question, yes, definitely childhood situations definitely impacts that. And the rest, I don't have enough time to go through, so yeah.
How do you think, while you've talked about, there's at some point we talked about how pastors should actually even have conversations, right, and all. When it comes to parenting, I feel like there's no intentionality around that. There are so many stories about how, parents train their children. Most of the times it does not even make any sense. I think there's a story I came across one time where a girl somehow doesn't see, giving birth and having kids as responsibility. She just sees it as, I don't even understand how she sees it, but the way she was speaking about it was more like a norm. She actually now even sees marriage as a responsibility, but training children not a responsibility. I don't know how she came about that ideology or that mindset, but I don't know. But, I mean, I want you to touch on it.
I mean, how can you not see, you know that when babies are born, they're not fully developed.
Right.
Even their brain is not fully developed. They don't have bones, they have cartilages. They can't do anything for themselves. The reason why they cry for everything, they cry for food, they cry when they're uncomfortable in their nappies, they cry when they want to sleep and the place is noisy. The reason why they use cry to express everything is because they are practically incapacitated. They cannot do anything for themselves. So that argument doesn't stand. It has to be a responsibility. If your body carried something for 9 months, preparing you, that conversation, if this is exactly what she said, I think there might
that's what she said.
I think there might be some extra nuances to her perspective that she might not communicate clearly. But from what you're feeding me, it doesn't cut out as, you know, something that stands on a logical basis, right? That's that. Now, when it comes to parenting, parenting is hard, and the more you, because of behavioral sciences, the more you invest your time and life in behavioral sciences, the more you understand that what makes parenting hard is sometimes a huge part of what people become is not even largely controlled by their parents. Your parents can avoid certain things, they can provide certain things, but they cannot completely exclude certain things. Environment plays a huge role in how people turn out. Genetics. An alcoholic person is someone with an alcoholic parent is 4 times likely to turn out an alcoholic. 4 times. You know what that is? 4 times. So there's a bit, and these are not excuses. This is perspective, which is why I think that parenting doesn't start from giving birth or nurturing. It starts from you as a person. Before you are going to be an exceptional parent, you have to first be an exceptional human. So you have to have perspective in terms of, you know how I said you can do evil. So we only talk about, I said, wickedness, foolishness, and ignorance. And you must try your best, which it's almost impossible because knowledge is infinite. But at least you must try and have some basic, you know, things in consideration. You must try your best to rule out, make sure that you have love in your heart. You will be shocked that most people don't have love in their heart. They are using their babies to fill a void. And this goes both ways, men and women. Why do you want to have a child? Oh, I love babies. Is that a car or is that a Ferrari or a helicopter?
Oh, girl, you just
That's somebody's life. Oh, my ovaries. What happened to your ovaries? Like you see a cute image online, my ovaries. Or is it fallopian tube in this case? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like my uterus. No, it doesn't work like that. So you have to do your best to be sure that you actually know what it means to love people unconditionally. Children are not appendages to your social status. You don't add them on. They are not ranks. You don't get them on your shoulder. Right? Unfortunately, society perceives them as that. You know? If you're a man and you don't have a family yet, then are you really a man? Do you know how many responsibilities men sometimes that don't have a family are carrying? Do you know how high functioning they are? You put them beside some fathers. Even the wives of the fathers will say, please, can we give my child to this person? Because he looks like he's going to be a better father than the one I have. Because you do not you cannot confirm people's level of self-actualization because they are able to procreate or they are ready to procreate. Sometimes people procreate because of themselves. So you have to rule out the wickedness. You have to also make sure you are not a selfish person. Parenting is hard. Parenting is incredibly hard. So you are going to learn selflessness. And the last bit is ignorance. Because you can break people without knowing. And the problem with ignorance is you can't know enough. So it's a journey. So you have to not be a lazy person.
Yeah,
what you knew yesterday might be outdated today. Yeah. So when you commit to parenting, you are committing to lifelong learning.
I love that. And that's the key for us to go on this short break. Guess what? Like I would always say, is it possible for us to go on this short break without giving you guys banger? It's not possible. Toby is here to give us anything that we want. And that's the reason why Emmanuel is coming. So this one is Emmanuel Has Come. That's the name. And I want you to stay with that. Stay locked. And we'll, of course, come back shortly. Stay with us.